everybody, welcome back to Black and Blanding. Black to the Blanding. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are keeping safe and you guys are doing great. Thank you so much for tuning in today. So today we'll be talking about why people don't get married. Is it because of the money or is it because of the culture? All right. But before we get into this conversation today, if you are interested in so this channel is all about helping you build great relationships with the people you love so that you guys can grow all together and very much in love. So if you're interested in that kind of content, please do consider subscribing below. Please do consider subscribing below and turning your notification bell so that you are notified every time we post a video. All right. So yesterday I put it on Instagram, on Twitter and everything. I asked people, why is it that we don't get married? Is it because of the culture or is it because of the money? And a lot of people said it's because of the money. However, the culture also plays a big role in this. All right. So, and I actually understood what they were talking about, and I thought, okay, let me first share a little experience about me when I was getting married and the whole Lobola negotiation, and then I'll also give you guys my opinion and I'll share with you guys what other people mentioned. All right. So with me when I was getting married, obviously the Lobola was gonna get paid, so they started negotiating. But what I did, I was very smart. What I did was I sat and I listened to their conversations, and then I'd actually ask my mom, what did they say? You know, like when I'm not around and they're having these meetings without me, I'd always ask my mother, what did they say? Or my uncle, you know, and then I'd hear, who do they want to ask for this amount and that amount? And I was like, no, mama, you can't ask for that much because, you know, we're still gonna go out there and build a family and this and this and this and this. So I just kind of, you know, got my mom to be like my mouth in the meeting and be like, oh no, you know, I was thinking, whatever, you know. And I think that's really important. So a lot of people, as I mentioned, did say that money was an issue, and money was an issue because of the cultural part. Okay, so we all know Africans play Lobola, whether it be in cows, in goats, in I don't know, in gold or whatever. I'm not really sure. But with our culture, the Congolese culture, we don't pay cows, we pay goats. So if my mother says 15 goats, if one goat is 100 rand, which means you'll give her whatever that amount would be, right? So yeah. And another thing somebody actually commented on my thing was that why is it that we pay Lobola to the women's family in appreciation? Why is it that men's family are not appreciated? You understand? And I couldn't answer that. I'm hoping that you guys can also kind of help me answer that, because I was like, well, I don't know. But what I did think, what came to my mind was that maybe the reason why they pay to the family of the girl, show appreciation that they've raised her well. Because think about it, if you marry a good woman, your life is good. And if you marry a bad woman, well, we all know what your life's gonna turn out to be, right? So a good woman is a woman who doesn't have to be educated, degrees or whatever. No, if you do find one like that, well, good for you. But a good woman has in a woman who obviously will be a good mother to your children, because you must know that the mother or the wife becomes the first teacher before the children actually go to school. So if you have a good woman, you know that, okay, this woman can manage the money I give her to run the household. This woman can manage the kids. She'll be able to teach them, you know, to raise them up with good morals and whatever. So that's the kind of thing that I think we appreciate women, our wives' family for. But obviously I could be wrong. This is just my opinion, as I mentioned, right? So the reason why I felt like, yes, the culture is the problem, you know, well, most part of the problem is the culture, because let's think about it, right? So I'm just a regular guy doing a regular job. Maybe I get paid like 3,500 rand a month, or maybe I get paid 7,000 rand, right? And then I find this amazing woman, I'm in love with her, you know, we have this amazing connection, and we actually do feel cool. This is my soulmate, you understand? And then when you think about marriage and you think about your pockets and you're thinking, okay, I have to pay my Lobola maybe 75,000. I'm just giving an example. Maybe, let's not say 75,000. Let's say maybe you have to pay Lobola 50,000 rand, right? You have to pay 50,000 rand Lobola. You must still feed the people. You must still buy all these things. You understand? That's a lot of money, which means basically all your savings is gonna go to this events, and then after that you are left with nothing, and you have to start from scratch, not only for yourself but for a wife and maybe for children, because some people get married with children, some people don't. But so what I feel is that what we should actually do as Africans is, when you do appreciate, or you giving, you paying a lobola, why can it not be a token of appreciation? Let me give you what I can. Or can you guys be reasonable to say, okay, these people have a whole life ahead of them? You understand? If I'm taking all of this money that this man has saved, how am I, excuse me, how am I, like, how will they survive after this? You understand? Because even if both of you guys are working, what you must understand is you have to find an apartment where you guys can live together, because maybe this guy is sharing with somebody, or maybe this guy is still living with his parents, or maybe this guy is just living in Mkuku. You understand? So now you guys are married and you're planning, okay, we have to move into a new house, which means you have to buy furniture, you have to do this, you have to do that. And I feel like our African parents have to be considerate. They have to think that, okay, there's life, after we've received that money, after we've celebrated, had a big amazing wedding. These kids, or these people will still have a life after that. And I think it's super super important. You understand? And I actually realized that when I was getting married, every girl has this fairy tale dream of, my wedding's gonna be this amazing thing, I'm a wedding, wada. I had that too. But I feel like when I met my husband, I was already at a point where I just wanted to be happy. And I even feel like the reason why my husband and I actually got married and had a party and whatever, it's because to honor our parents. You understand? Because think about it, marriage is just a piece of paper, honestly, and a ring. That's all marriage is. Marriage is sharp. The government says you are married. You sign a piece of paper. You put a ring on, promising, eternal life for forever after, through sickness and in health. But think about it. There are people out there in relationship for 15 years. There are people out there living together in relationships for 10, 8 years, and they are happy. You understand? So why is it that you need to put give it a title, give your relationship a title? Oh, hi, look, we are Mr. and Mrs. You understand? So I feel like, to be honest, my husband and I we actually had this conversation before, and we were like, okay, as much as I don't mind us not getting married, because my husband was just like, okay, a marriage is, having a celebration and, signing papers and whatever, for me doesn't really mean anything. What really means, is, what you feel for me, what I feel for you, the feelings that we have, commitment we're trying to put into this marriage, and also we want it to be a successful marriage. So whether we get married, whether we don't get married, for me doesn't really matter. But for me, I really did want to get married. I didn't want a fancy wedding, I didn't want anything, but I wanted to honor my mom, just to make her feel happy that I had a daughter. My daughter walked down the aisle, and I just didn't go away. Because think about it, when you live with somebody who you're not married to, you understand, like, guys, it's a difficult. I don't know about it, but obviously hearing from people's stories, I know that it's difficult. You understand? So yeah, marriage for me personally, whether you're married, whether you're not, I mean, it's okay. It's not a big thing to be a Mrs. You can even be a Mrs. with somebody you've dated for years. And what I also noticed is, I feel like the society puts too much pressure on people, too much pressure as in, you must marry this kind of girl, a wife shouldn't wear this and a wife shouldn't wear that. And also at the same time, it becomes more of, okay, sharp, we were honoring our parents, but we put down rules to say, listen, we're having a wedding and not more than 100 people. You understand? And mind you, my family's already 50. Like, there's 50 of us extended and everything. There's 50 family members. My husband obviously was coming from a far distance, so he was not going to invite a lot of people. So I was like, okay, there's 50 of my family members. He's going to bring a certain amount, and whatever amount of number is left, you guys can bring your friends and whatever, but I'm not going to cater to 1,000 of people. You understand? Because, I mean, I thought about it, sharp. I'm moving, number one. I'm leaving my work. I'm going to a place, where I don't know anything. I don't know anyone beside my husband. So we're basically going to start from scratch as well, move into our own house or do this or do that. We're going to try and find our feet. So I was not going to use so much money on a wedding or on a party. And mind you, I had everything in one day. So I did my silver wedding. Okay, so what happened was, my husband's family came in the morning and they paid him a Lobola, a war dress. I'll insert the picture here. So I did that, And then after they paid a Lobola, we went for a civil wedding where you go to Home Affairs and you signed. But fortunately, we had found somebody who invited us to their house, and we just signed from there. And then after that, we had a wedding ceremony where I just wore a traditional dress, because for me it was a traditional marriage. I don't like white weddings, because white weddings are for white people. I am black, and we've always been doing traditional weddings, so I thought, let me keep it to my culture, to my roots. And I did a traditional wedding because that was the choice that I wanted to do. So I did that, and I did that all in one day, and I fed people once. I didn't have come to this week we're gonna pay Lobola, feed people. Next, I was just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, basically this is just me going off about marriage and whatever. But I also feel like I don't agree with the whole Lobola concept. I don't agree with it. However, because it's there and our parents won't obviously be okay with us just leaving. Hey ma, you know what? I found a boyfriend. I'm gone. They obviously won't allow that. So yeah, just to honor them, I feel like we actually have to start having conversations with our parents, and us as the generation, we also have to look at it and be like, okay, I wouldn't want my son to give me, or my daughter, or my daughter-in-law something, to give me 50,000 rand and have this wedding and feed all of these people who will have nothing good to say after this wedding, and then go off with nothing and start all over again. If it's a token of appreciation, if I'm appreciating you for raising this wonderful, beautiful daughter, why don't you make me give you what I have? Why must it be you tell me how much I need to give you? At the end of everything, we must remember this is your child. It is your responsibility to raise her right, and do everything that you need to do. So you're not gonna wait for somebody to come and pay you. Be like, hey, you know what? Oh, thank you so much. You raised a good daughter. No, But at the same time, I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem. I'm laughing because my mom and I had this conversation, and I was trying to bounce off this idea to her, and she said to me, God put Adam and Eve together naked and asked them not to have sex, and they had sex. He chased them from the heaven to earth. So why would she be okay with me just packing my bags and gonna live with the man who hasn't paid for me, or a man who hasn't gotten married to me? And I was just like, wow, mom, what an example. But anyway, yeah, so for me, I just feel like these are the type of conversations that we should start having with our parents. Conversations that even when we as this generation, or we as mothers have children, or parents have children, it's good to actually just have this conversation between you and your husband, and also to the children. Because another important thing, that let me tell you something, guys, I need to get closer. So another thing I appreciate my mom for is this, right? Growing up, my mother always said that when you meet a man that makes your heart beat, when your heart beats, in your head, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Is it love? Is it money? Right? And my mother always said that if it's money, which means you are attracted to the man's appearance and whatever he has, material things, and not his spiritual, or not the love, that you feel for him. So what she said to us was, when you find that person who makes your heart beat, and in your head you think love before money, come to me and tell me, ma, I found the one. And I promise you, I will love that person as much as I love you. And let me tell you something. Honest to God, my husband is loved by my mom immensely. And that's the type of thing, I'm gonna tell my children. Don't marry somebody for money. Don't marry somebody for what they look like or what they have. Marry them for what they feel. Because number one, in marriage, love fades. Like, you don't love this person every day. Let me tell you something. There's some days you wake up and you're just like, but you stick it through, because it's a choice. Every day when you wake up, you make a choice to love this person. You make a choice to be like, I want to be in this. And it's the commitments, you understand? Because growing up, we were taught that love is for God and love is not for human, for each other. We just lie to each other, we love each other. But I think it's more of a commitment that we have, with each other, and a good feeling. But I don't know if that feeling could be called love, because growing up, we were taught that love is for God. So when you make the choice, you're making the choice knowing that, okay, this person, if he loses everything, I'd be okay with that. This person, if he gains a lot of money, I'd be okay with that. You understand? So for me, what I'm basically trying to say here is, let's not look about, okay, it's culture, it's money. Let's rather say, okay, we're gonna balance it together. We'll have the money, we'll have the culture. But the culture must understand that after we've given them the money that they need, what are we left with, and where do we go from here? You know, so yeah, maybe that's what we should start thinking about, and that's what we should be talking, you know, to each other as colleagues, as friends, in relationships, in marriages, in our homes, with our parents. I think it's a really important conversation to have, and I really think it would be a good thing, because I mean, if Lobola was cheap, Lobola was cheap. If Lobola was cheap, or if let's call it a token of appreciation, if the token of appreciation was a reasonable price, I feel like a lot of people would have gotten married, because a lot of people want to achieve certain things before they get married, so they know that, okay, when I find this wife, I already have this. But why don't you find somebody and build all of that stuff together? All right, well guys, I have to cut my video short. I can hear the kids outside, they are screaming their lungs out because I'm supposed to be teaching them. But anyways, thank you so much for tuning in today. This is Black and Blending. We will see you, and don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Mwah.